Hi everyone. The more I write and speak about Vastu, the more questions I get about what is it and what are you talking about? So I decided to record a short video and explain like one, two, three, what is Vastu. So first of all, Vastu is an ancient knowledge about space, about our living space, right? How to build a living space in harmony with the laws of nature and bring kind of more prosperity to your life. This knowledge came to us from India, however, it has a universal application. It is still valid for our modern livings, modern houses. Vastu definitely has a scientific basis, although it is not those scientific papers that we are used to in our modern lives. But the ancient sages, they were the scientists of their time, right? They were doing researches and describing and trying to understand the very same laws of nature that modern scientists also study. However, it's the language that has changed throughout the times, and the ancient language is more metaphoric. It's based on stories and on mythology, and it is definitely more beautiful and interesting. If you try to read some scientific paper, you would probably fall asleep on the second page. Sorry. Anyway, when defining good or bad zones according to Vastu, they used knowledge about sunlight and sun rays and radiation, about circadian rhythms of human body, of biology, magnetic fields of the earth, and also the principles that there is a modern trend in interior design which is called biophilic design. However, this is something that was studied and put into practice like 5,000 years ago, literally. Vastu is an ancient knowledge. To me, it's probably the best part, because throughout the 1,000 years there was enough time to study and see what works and what does not work, and leave only those principles that actually are working and not based on this kind of superstition thing, right? First mentions of Vastu are in Rig Veda, in Atharva Veda, sorry. Brihat Samhita, Vishwakarma Prakash. There's a Matsya Purana, there's Stapatya Veda, a lot of sources, and specifics of ancient Indian knowledge and Vedic knowledge is that it is scattered in many Puranas and many sacred texts. So there is not like one single Bible describing Vastu principles that you can browse through and put into practice. And I guess this is one of the reasons why there are differences in approaches in different Vastu schools, because modern Vastu specialists from India, they kind of gather all this information from various sources and then transfer it to their students. Vastu is a very metaphoric and very psychological. I love this part. Especially love this part about Vastu. The areas in the house are described very metaphorically through elements, through psychological processes, through mythology and kind of planets and their deities that govern these planets, and all this kind of things that can sound superstitious or like astrology something. However, this metaphoric language is the key to understanding what is Vastu and how it can affect our lives, because all ancient myths are actually very deep in their meanings, and it's the same psychological processes that all of us go through, just they're unpacked and explained differently. And the idea, like, people have not changed much since then, and we still love stories. We think our lives in stories. There is even narrative psychology, right, which defines that a person is we are the stories that we tell about ourselves to others and to ourselves. So the stories, the myths, are something that is deep into our DNA. And explaining complex processes through myth and stories is a way to convey this message directly, from heart to heart, not through logic thinking. And exactly this is the reason why I don't know how, but Vastu works, because your floor plan of your house or your apartment just reflects all psychological processes that we have, and one can really tell about kind of problems in lives and also how to overcome them. And this way, by correcting our living space, we kind of invoke those energies and and invite better environment to our lives. We improve our consciousness, our perception of reality, and then our consciousness starts to create a new reality, a better reality for us. So yeah, I know this sounds like a fantastic thing, but it is, for me, it's just a mix of really ancient and deep and meaningful knowledge and their modern interpretation. So if you're interested, write me any questions that you may have. What are you interested in terms of Vastu? And if you want a personal consultation and description of your living space and what can be done to improve it, write to me and we'll organize it.